Hey everybody, welcome to the next video in the website audit template DIY series. Today we are going to cover a section on sheet 2, which is the technical section. Hopefully you got through the basics, which would have had you review whether or not you have Google Search Console installed. You will need that for this video. So if Google Search Console is not installed, don't even bother watching this because you need it to be able to go through the checks. So on the technical spreadsheet, we are not going to cover the first section today. I want to preface this with the fact that we will be using Sitebulb in this audit. You can use Screaming Frog as well, but my tutorials will be based off of Sitebulb. I'm skipping this one because I want to give you the chance to get Sitebulb. If you have not already, you will need it to get through the rest of this. So Sitebulb you can find at sitebulb.com. Here's the subscriptions. Okay, you can do a monthly subscription of $13.50 a month, which is for websites under 10,000 URLs, or you can do $35 a month, which is for the bigger websites. The Pro plan is worth it, even if you have a smaller site, because it does give you more hints and more opportunity to get additional data. So if you can do it at $35 a month, I would do it. This is a software that you have to download to your computer. If you guys don't know how to do any of that, let me know and I'll try and put together a quick tutorial on how to install Sitebulb and get it up and running. So let me know if you guys need that. Just drop a comment in the video comments. So if money is an issue, I want to also add, you don't have to get this now. Let me finish up all the videos. Then you can go ahead and invest in Sitebulb for a month and just take that month and go through all the videos where you need it. It will take me about 2 to 3 months to get through all the videos for this audit template for the free version. I do work a full-time job. I'm doing the best I can. I've had a couple people who are a little anxious and I'm really trying to get them out as quickly as I can. So if you'd rather wait until I have them all done, you can do that. It would be better if you had it as we went along, because then you can add comments in the YouTube videos if you have questions and I can try and address them as we move along. And that's it on that. Let's go back to the audit. So I want to say, as we go through the technical stuff, I am not doing deep dives into this, guys. This is a very basic level of how to find an issue and understand if there is an issue. That's all this audit is about, finding issues, understanding if there is an issue. I will have a paid version of the audit that will be coming out hopefully in the spring, which will have a deeper level so you really understand what's going on, and it'll have fixes if you're on WordPress. So say you do have an issue with a sitemap, the video will help you understand how to fix it. So there'll be more coming on that down the way, but for now, let's dive in. So Google Search Console, the first thing we're going to start with, is there any manual penalties and are there any security issues? So fun fact, manual penalties, years ago, I can't remember how many years ago it was, but there was a big catastrophe for lifestyle bloggers and a lot of them got hit really hard. Traffic just pretty much got decimated because they weren't doing external links on affiliate links with no follow or sponsored or anything like that. So Google made it clear a long time ago, if you are linking out as an affiliate or a sponsored post, you have to mark it as no follow, and they weren't doing that. So a lot of people got decimated. That was a manual penalty. So people did see it in Google Search Console. Security issues are if you got hacked, something like that, if Google identifies something really wrong with your site. I want to add, though, that you will not always see if your site was hacked. It may not necessarily show in Google Search Console. So just because it says your site is okay does not mean you do not have a hack. My theory is if Google's showing that you have a security issue, it's been there a while and it's probably pretty bad by that point. So if you're more concerned about security, make sure you have the right plugins set up and run a scan every so often with like Sucuri, S-U-C-U-R-I. I don't know if it's .net or .com, but you can run it through there just to make sure you're okay. So let's dive into Google Search Console. I'm going to scroll down and security and manual actions. So this is a simple one. You're just going to click on manual actions, no issues detected. And then go back and check on security, no issues detected. So both of these are fantastic. So we're going to look for our smiley face and we are good to go. I'm going to skip around a little bit only because some of these are all in the same location. So we'll get back to those. Is the XML sitemap being fetched? So for that one, jump in, go to sitemaps. Okay, and sitemap index is success. Click on this and see what sitemaps we have. Okay, so we have a page sitemap and we have a post sitemap. They've both been read fairly recently. I'd like to see it a little more often. Maybe there hasn't been any post updates. This is why you want to keep your content fresh, to keep Google coming back and recrawling stuff. But they're both successful. 63 pages found, 72 posts. So everything looks good here. So we're going to go ahead and do good. And it does the number of pages indexed match number of website pages. So when I'm looking at this, what I might want to do is go into my WordPress admin. See if I have 63 pages. Check out my posts. Do I have 72 posts? Maybe I have a custom post type that I notice doesn't even exist in here. Maybe I have 140 posts that are a custom post type. They're not here. That means I'm missing a sitemap. So this is just a good way to kind of check, make sure all of your content is getting crawled, make sure the right content is in your sitemaps, which that would take adjusting. If you have Yoast or Rank Math, you would have to just kind of do some adjustments. So just good checks here. I'm just going to put yes for this, but again, you'll have to check with your admin to make sure what you want indexed is and what you don't want isn't. So we're going to go down to schema. Schema is really important, guys. I am going to do a whole section. It's on the structured data tab. So that's coming down the pike. I'm going to share a lot about that in the coming months. And it's really important. Make sure you're using as much as you can. Frequently asked questions, recipes, if that's your thing, organization schema. I mean, there's so many, I can go on for hours. So let's check out what we do have. So are there any schema issues? Schema in Google Search Console can be found under enhancements. Okay, so this site only has two. They have breadcrumbs and site links search box. Okay, so we'll check this out. Okay, none invalid, everything's valid, all looks good. So my breadcrumbs are good. And then we'll check site links and those are good. So we have no issues with any schema, but they don't have much going on here. I'd like to see more. I'll show you a different website that has just a little bit more in a second. So we're going to put good. Okay. Page experience issues. This is an important one. I am a big fan of exceptional page experiences, not just for Google, but for users. So this is really kind of critical. You want to go to experience and then page experience. Okay. So this one has no URLs with a good page experience on mobile and 14% on desktop. So this one is not doing well with page experience. Now this is just one check. Okay. You can also run it through Page Speed Insights. You can run it through Web Page Test. They all kind of show different elements and they all take different factors into consideration. So I do try to run my sites through all of them to get a baseline and then improve from there. So for page experience signals for mobile usability is good and it's secure, but there's core web vital issues. So if you scroll over these, you'll see a little more details. So core web vitals are usually about how the page is formatted when somebody's going to the page. So it could be things that are moving around the page or something like that. Typically, a lot of the core web vitals issues I see are related to hero images or header banners that are just not coded well. So if we click on this, it'll give us more idea of what's going on. So you can see they had some poor issues for a while, and it looks like they started cleaning those up, but we still have a lot that need improvement. And these are the improvements that it needs. Okay. LCP issues. So if you scroll over here, in case you need a reminder of what it means, LCP is your largest contentful paint. And then they have CLS. So CLS is cumulative layout shift. And again, most of the time it has to do with a banner image or text on a banner image or something like that. So this one, it's so minimal. I would still address it because I'm a perfectionist, but it's such a minimal piece of the pie here. I might want to take a look at this though. You know, is there anything I can do to just get this a little bit smaller than 2.5 seconds? So definitely take a look at these. If you click again, okay, it'll show you what it's been like over a period of time. So this is just the LCP issues on mobile. And you can see, it wasn't doing well and it got a little better. So something weird might be going on. And then it'll tell you all of the URLs that are having issues. Like this one is 4 seconds. So we definitely want to take a look at that. And then if you go back to mobile, and the same thing, you can click on each of these to see specifically what pages are having an issue. That way you could diagnose, is it a banner image that's showing up on multiple pages? It helps you diagnose where the issue is. And the same thing on desktop. So there is some good URLs. Open the report. I see 82 need improvement. I can click on these and see all the pages that have the issues. So that is our page experience issues, and we definitely want to put fair here because we have a lot of work to do there. Now for the last section, these are crawl errors. Okay. Are there any crawl errors in Search Console? This and these can all be found in the same place. So you're going to go down to Settings, Crawl Stats. This is everything you need to know about how Google is crawling your website. This is for a 90-day period, and it'll tell you how many crawl requests were made in those 90 days, what the download size was, and what the average response time is. We obviously want this to be as low as possible. And how much they crawl. If you're a small site, it's not a big deal how much they're crawling. If you have a site with millions of pages, then you really want to dive in more into understanding how much is being crawled. Google actually says if you have less than 1,000 pages on your site, you don't need to worry about this stuff. I still do checks because I do want to make sure I don't have any issues. So this is something that's kind of secondary. It just helps you understand if your site server is giving problems. So this has actually been really pretty consistent, which is great. Sometimes I'll do an audit and I'll see something that spikes up here and comes down, spikes, comes down. That could be a sign of a server issue where the server is not being as connected as we would like. A lot of times it's a hosting issue. So it's just good to look for highs and lows. And if they're extreme, it's worth looking at. So let's just cover a few of these. Are there any server connection errors? Okay, this we're all going to check in host status. Server connectivity, acceptable fail rate. DNS resolution, acceptable fail rate. Robots text, acceptable fail rate. We're doing phenomenal here. Okay, robots is just a robots file. Can Google access it? They can. That's great. DNS resolution usually happens at the registrar, making sure your domain name is set up properly. This is fantastic. And server connectivity is usually your host, where your site is being hosted, and how good is that server from a connectivity standpoint. Now, the server can be an issue with the actual server itself, or it could be poor coding on the website, or a whole bunch of other things. So there could be several reasons why the server connectivity might be off. But these are all good. Okay, can robots text file be crawled? Yes. DNS resolution, good. Server connection errors, good. And now we're going to go to crawl errors, which we can find here, crawl stats. So again, you can find all of this in settings and then crawl stats. So we have all of this up here, and then we can scroll down and we can see the breakdown of the crawl requests. So by response, this will tell me how many crawl requests have been made and had these certain responses. So this is actually fantastic. I rarely see 93% 200. So this is really good. So this means 93% of the pages that were crawled have an okay 200. Another important component here, guys, this report does not show everything that Google has crawled. It just gives a subset of. So this is just like a summary of some of the pages it's crawled, not all of them, just so you know. That's why it's important to also do a Sitebulb crawl or a Screaming Frog crawl. It's just, it gives you a better whole perspective. So moved permanently, 301s, I don't worry about those because if I put a 301 redirect in place, I know it should be there. Same thing with the 300s. I don't worry about anything in the 300s. 500s I would worry about. And then page not found, I would review. Okay, in a lot of cases, you might know, you might have deleted a page and not bothered with a 301 redirect. You can click on these, okay, and you'll see specific details just on those pages that a 404 was provided. So these aren't even really pages. These are just weird things that were crawled and probably shouldn't have been. One of the things about the 404, you can find maybe opportunities to add like add a piece of code so it doesn't crawl it. Sorry, I lost my thought there. So we can see if there's anything in here that really shouldn't be crawled and why it's throwing that 404. But I don't worry about these. I go through them just to make sure there's not a page I could be redirecting somewhere. Okay. And there are other responses as well that are more important. I don't see any here. Like there's some for DNS. There's a couple other ones too that would be more important, but there's nothing going on here, which is fantastic. Then it tells you about file types. It's crawling 30%, 36% of the files it's crawled were HTML, 26 were JSON, CSS, and then you can see if there's any issues. So if I click on HTML, it'll show me if there's any major issues, but everything's okay here. There's really nothing. These are all clean. Okay, so it's just a way to dive in. So Google type, okay, page resource load. I don't worry about that. Desktop and smartphone are things you want to look at. So ironically, the desktop visits this site more than smartphone, which is kind of rare. Then there's an image bot. So you can click on these, just see what's going on. Everything looks good. Great. Okay, look at the charts, make sure there's nothing crazy. And then this one's kind of cool. This is newer. So by purpose. So refresh means this is the percentage of pages that Google came, found, and recrawled. So these are pages that they already knew about. They're just coming back and recrawling them. Discovery is pages that they recently found. So what's interesting about this, we can click on discovery and kind of get a feel for, all right, I posted that 3 months ago. It's just being found now. So this one's kind of interesting to take a look and see how fast your content is being crawled and if there's any issues going on there. And that is everything. One of the other things I just wanted to show you. So like on one of my own sites, I actually have an issue. So like here, this is a big crawl request of 897, where normally, I do a couple hundred a day. So this is kind of obscenely high. I might be interested in taking a look at why. I happen to know why. I uploaded a whole bunch of posts that day. I did a programmatic SEO test. So I'm still waiting to see the results on that. But you can see the little spikes of different things. So, I mean, these are things I'm keeping track of. They're not issues for me because I understand where they're coming from. But what I wanted to show you was this host status. When I open this up, okay, I do have a server connectivity issue. I had a high fail last week. I know what this was. I was doing a lot of work on the site. It was down a little bit because I screwed up when I was doing the code because I'm not perfect. So there was some issues last week, but you can see I stopped. Everything is good now, and hopefully this will be fine in a couple of days. So, but what this can do, because I was having issues connecting with my site, it could ultimately hurt me in the search engines. So, this is something I do take seriously. I'm just a little overworked at the moment. So, made some screw ups. It's okay. And then you can see here, I only have 76%. The other site had 93. I have 4% are server errors. So I might want to definitely take a look at these. These are all feeds. Okay. I thought I blocked these in my robots text file from even being crawled, but clearly that's not working. So I may want to see if there's anything I can do, but I don't stress over these. If they're a 500 error on a feed URL, not worried about it. And that's it. So these are some of the important parts of this tool. I'm going to put good here because there wasn't any crawl errors. Everything was good. And that's it. So if you have any questions on any of this, let me know, and good luck. And definitely leave comments if you need help. I will do the best that I can and answer any and all questions you guys have. Thanks. Have a great day.